Hello, strong shorties, and welcome back to my channel. And a warm welcome if you are new here. Today's video, we'll be talking about the best form of cardio that you could be doing to lose weight and tone up for your petite frame. So, as a woman under 5'5", I used to look like this while I was following restrictive diets, fad diets, and relying on cardio for fat loss. I eventually changed my body to this, which is current, and I'm going to tell you how I did this with the right type of cardio and including it in a way that's not going to burn you out or give up on the body of your dreams because you couldn't stick with the cardio. Outside of my personal transformation, I am also a personal trainer and a certified nutrition coach specifically for building muscle and losing fat. For this, I was a physical therapy assistant, which you need a degree for, and we do study human physiology and anatomy. So I have a lot of education and experience around this topic. I am not someone who is just born super lean, started lifting weights, and had a great body. I also had to put in the work and learn and figure out what is actually correct according to science. Okay, so let's get this out of the way, ladies. I am sorry to tell you, if you have not heard this before, I'm so sorry to potentially be breaking your heart, but women are still overestimating by far how much their results are going to come from doing cardio. This is for 5 main reasons. Number 1, it is way easier to control your calories from nutrition than it is to perform cardio to burn off the same amount of calories. It's easier to just not eat that Reese's peanut butter cup that's 210 calories versus having to go for a 45-minute walk or a 25-minute run to burn off that same 210 calories. If you ate that Reese's peanut butter cup packet every single day, you're then gonna have to do that cardio every single day just to burn off that one item. Do you actually want to be forced to do cardio every single day? Or would you rather just make some nutritional swaps that still help you feel full, satisfied, and satiated while coming at a lower calorie cost? So reason number 2, our body is actually really good at adapting to cardio. So let's say that we're using cardio as our only weight loss strategy. It will work if you're doing enough of it, but at some point your metabolism starts to adapt to the amount of work that you're doing, which means your progress will eventually slow down and come to a stopping. Why do you think your friend who does cardio 4 times a week looks the same and they don't just keep getting smaller, leaner, and more toned? Because their body has adapted to that amount of cardio that they're doing. At some point, to see more progress, you are going to have to do more cardio. But what if you're already doing cardio for 4 times a week, 30 to 45 minutes, and you can't fit in any more cardio? That's already a lot of your time throughout the week and your energy. You then get stuck. You hit a plateau and you have no idea what to do because you're already fitting in as much as you could fit in. Or you make yourself absolutely miserable trying to fit in more cardio. And then your schedule is totally a shitstorm of stress. Okay, number 3. When people want to lose weight and they opt to go for the cardio route, they're not actually good at measuring the cardio that they're doing in any meaningful way and ensuring something called progressive overload. So remember, your body adapts to stimuli. It's meant to do that. So your cardio program also needs to be progressive in nature so you don't fall into that pit of plateauing. Most people just say that they're gonna go to spin classes 3 times a week. In the beginning, if you haven't done any cardio, your step count is low, and yeah, you add spin classes, yeah, that is gonna get you a result for a while until your progress stalls, because it will. So some people can't figure out what's happening. They'll be like, well, I do Pilates 3 times a week, and I do yoga 2 times a week, and I take spin classes 3 times a week, and I'm still not leaning out and toning up. I look the same after 6 months. What's wrong? So you have no way of measuring if you are actually in a calorie deficit with this type of plan. And it also doesn't include progressive overload. The nature of group classes makes it difficult for you to progress for yourself consistently over 10, 12, 16 weeks. Performing exercise 5 times a week, 6 times a week still does not mean that you are in a calorie deficit. That is what you are actually going after when you introduce cardio into your plan. Even just doing cardio still doesn't mean you're actually in a calorie deficit to help you with weight loss. Could be doing cardio 5 times a week and not actually hit your deficit. Short interruption, ladies. If you are a petite woman, meaning if you are someone who is under 5'5", I have an awesome coaching program that it's designed to help you build muscle, create curves, and lose 10 to 15 pounds in about 6 months for a leaner and tighter physique while eating more calories. If you want to apply, just click onto my application link, which I am providing in this description box below. Or just head to my website for more information, where I also have that linked in the description box. Okay, diving back in. So reason number 4, some people get really hungry after they perform intense bouts of cardio or long bouts of cardio, and they end up eating the calories back that they just spent so much time and energy burning off. So if you aren't monitoring your nutrition at the same time, this could be just keeping you in a mean cycle of not progressing and you not understanding what you're doing wrong. You may be doing cardio 5 times a week and eating healthy, but then on the weekend, you kind of go crazy with your food and nutrition, and it keeps bringing you out of any meaningful deficit for weight loss. Or maybe you're the type of person where you survive all day long on low-calorie foods, not really feeding yourself throughout the day, well-balanced meals, and then at the end of the night, you are in your fridge and you are shoveling down the mac and cheese. You're having a couple bites of that cheesecake. You're scooping mashed potato into your mouth because you're just so hungry by the evening. So this is a sign that maybe the cardio that you are doing is way too much and too intense because your hunger levels are just like uncontrollable and unmanageable. All right, and our final reason, number 5, cardio does not help with looking toned at all. You can lose weight and still look soft in all of your problem areas. If you are going for that fit, lean look, you need to build muscle. Period. Follow a resistance training program. Not Pilates, not yoga, lifting weights. This is especially important for petite women who inherently have a lower BMR than a woman who is taller or weighs more. On average, because we have lower BMRs, we tend to require fewer calories in a day than taller women, meaning it's easy for us to overeat and put on weight, and it is also harder for us to lose weight because of the low calorie deficits that we might have to use, which obviously are hard as fuck to stick to, and that's why we keep messing up our diet. So when you build muscle, you're adding weight to your frame. Because your body now weighs more, it requires more calories in a day. So that whenever you turn around and go for a fat loss phase, you now have more calories to work with to create a meaningful deficit without starving yourself. If you need a free resistance training program that is just 3 days a week in a gym setting to help you build that hourglass shape, you can find that free on my website in the free tab. Okay, so back to cardio. Once you have that solid resistance training routine in place, you may consider using cardio as a tool to help boost your fat loss. So I would say if you are someone who is at a body fat percentage level of 20% and over, which could look like this all the way up to this, you may absolutely want to use cardio as a strategy to help push along your fat loss. So what is the best cardio for you to use? Let's get this straight. First and foremost, no single form of cardio is magic over another form of cardio. So circuit training isn't a faster ticket to weight loss than walking. HIIT training is not a faster ticket to weight loss than walking. The most important things that you need to consider for cardio are the following. Number 1, is it something that you do not hate doing? I hate HIIT, for example. I also don't really love running. So I'm not gonna rely on either one of these for my cardio plan because I'm gonna wanna shoot myself in the head after 3 weeks. Meaningful weight loss, we need 10, 12, 16 weeks. Number 2, is it measurable? Once again, HIIT scores pretty low for me here because it's actually really hard to measure. So you may feel like you're dying at the end of the session, but just because you feel like that doesn't mean you actually burned off that many calories. It's also hard to progress HIIT because it's so intense. So maybe you start off at 4 rounds, and by the end of your program, you're supposed to do what, 8 rounds, 10 rounds, 12 rounds? No, thank you. What's more is that your perception of work can really change. In other words, if you're just having a bad day, you didn't sleep that well, you haven't had enough to eat yet, and you're just feeling sluggish, your performance output is most likely going to be a lot lower on that day. And even if you did the same amount of rounds that you did last week, if your performance output is lower, you're not burning as many calories. And again, this becomes hard to measure week after week after week. So instead of using HIIT or circuit training, I really like to use simple things like the Stairmaster or incline walking. It's easy to measure. So you literally pick a duration, you pick the intensity setting, and you just go. So that leads me to number 3. Your cardio plan must absolutely include progressive overload, meaning you are doing more over time. So for me, at the beginning of my program, I started the Stairmaster for 15 minutes on level 6. At that point, I burned about 200 calories doing that. So whenever I needed to progress that, instead of adding too much time, because who wants to spend forever in the gym and forever working out? Not I decided to boost the intensity and increase the level I was working at so that I could save on time, but increase my total output. So I increased the level so that now I was burning about 300 calories on average. And then at the moment, now I've increased the intensity and both the time again. So now I'm hitting 400 calories on average. Mind you, the calories that you are burning on machines can be very inaccurate. And even though the machine says I'm burning 400 calories, I might not actually be burning 400 calories. This is because the machine is using your weight to determine this. But if you have more muscle mass on your frame for the same amount of weight, you are burning more calories. If you are the same weight but you have less muscle mass, you are not burning as many calories as the other person with more muscle mass. The machine has no way to measure your muscle mass. Neither does like your health app or a fitness tracker. I don't have mine on me, but neither does a fitness tracker who is estimating the calories burned based off of your weight alone. They're not that accurate. Same thing in your food logging apps, you guys. Just be mindful. The calories burned from exercise in your food logging apps, do not use those. Do not pay attention to those. They can be so inaccurate and they could definitely be holding you back from making progress. Whew. Okay, that was a little bit of a tangent there. Anyway, I am using intensity, time, and calories burned as my guideposts to make sure that I am increasing something over time. Even though I might not actually be burning 400 calories, I do know that 400 calories is more than the 300 calories that I was burning previously, which is definitely more than the 200 calories I was burning previously. How should you get started? First and foremost, before you actually add dedicated cardio, look at your step goal. Ladies, this is the most low-hanging fruit for you, and I recommend this above anything else. If you are getting less than 12,000 steps a day, then you should have room to boost up your daily step count by 2,000 to 3,000. So let's say you are averaging 4,000 steps right now, you have room to start trying to get 6,000 or 7,000 steps per day. You might add in an extra walk or get one of those little walking pads and talk to someone on the phone while you're on it, or watch TV at the end of the night while you're on your walking pad. If you are really active already and you are already getting like 10,000, 12,000 steps per day, then it might be an opportunity for you to add in dedicated cardio. So I'm talking about treadmill walking, the Stairmaster, the elliptical, cycling, swimming. But remember, it has to be measurable and it has to include progressive overload. You should be increasing the stimulus, the intensity or the duration every 2 to 3 weeks or so. Okay, my petites, I hope you found this video helpful. Remember, if you are looking to change your physique, lose weight, tone up, and lean out, please don't be shy. And my application link is in the description box below. I'll catch you ladies next time.